cosmic conversation. The top of the Iowa. Come in.
That's for when we well into it.
Easy. Yes, I give thanks and praise. It's our next cosmic conversation, a deep one, I guarantee the eye. You understand? When I know that deep reasoning with my brother saying blacks, going to reason about the expansion of the mind, the expansion of the potential, the potential of the mind, you know, coming through from baby to becoming what I really supposed to become, the fullness of a man, I mean, black man as I melanated ones, you know. Really getting to really unpack the true essence of what you're supposed to know, where the ancestors is we selves, we're supposed to know. There's where the journey, you know what I mean? There's where the journey really is about, you know. Of ones that say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, you know what I mean? But I go start the vibes by even bringing that vibes to show you like it's always have a direction we going. And then always have a speed of the trajectory of the direction we going. So in every mind, in every individual, then my brother, it does seem like everyone just had their own, every flower does open on its own timing, basically then. So you just can't really force a mind or force someone to really reach our understanding. It's them flower to open up on its own. That is, or else it come like it's destruction, even like when the metaphor when they say you help a butterfly out of the cocoon, is really destroying it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
You understand? I didn't want to give you no introduction because they are saying blacks and me and you in cosmic reasonings from day one. You know what I mean?
In fact, before we take the pause,
Yes, sir.
I was the last guest now. Well, not the last guest, but
The foods.
the first guest. See it. Well, yeah, as I say in there, you can't help but the caterpillar while it's on a journey to becoming a butterfly can interfere with that natural process, that natural process. It's the same way how one's enlightenment journey is carefully tailored to that individual. And you really, that is part of your wisdom in your ascension. You will know how to be passive in the information, and if there's a point where him or she or him cannot upgrade at this point in time, they don't want to for whatever reason, you have to know to cool and let it be now. Everybody's journey is their journey. Tread on your own time, you know?
True that. Yeah. But you elaborate to say well, like for sometimes we all read the same book, sometimes we all watch the same movie, sometimes we all listen the same song, you all had the relative same exposure to certain things, but everybody is get an individual kind of perspective, an individual sit then. You know what I mean? So it just come like sometimes where's the strengths and the weaknesses of a person who observing something, they just observe it based on what they just bring. It's not really like projecting, but it's really like an energy to say, well, you know, it does align to how their mind work, so they just grab that perspective, grab them details from the situation, then like, you know what I mean?
And once you're really fully over something, like the way how you will give me something, you will impart a knowledge on me, and I fully overs what you share with me. I know to articulate it to the next one, will put it in my own, will add my own flavor, put it in my own. That's because I fully endorse and embrace and overs what was given to me. It's not like I just settle and, because I hear really a man and you know, like, maybe call a dread big or a beard break. Yeah, accept what coming out. And that and all, because it had a stage where that was me. A lot of my where I would have been dealing with would be regurgitated information, and nothing wrong with it. Because that is at the level you're at the point in time. But within growth, this is the same thing with this particular podcast based upon the elevation of mind, you know, the expansion of mind, the upgrading of mind. Can be, you know, the mind has become dormant in my opinion, where ones has become grown up men, adults and women, and they don't question things. They don't apply rational. A lot of things they hold by day to day, especially, well, you know, the religious aspect of it. If you, because we hear these things as children coming up, you know, and we live by it. We, you know, in most cases, ones apply it. I speak for myself,
Truly.
you know, deal with it. And now, as a man, an adult, you have certain questions, and to have the questions, you know, it's not like you're being mischievous or you're just full of a ism, or you're just trying to be difficult. No, is that within your journey, this is something you really fully endorse and embrace. And here now anomalies come up in your head, discrepancies now. You looking for it to be addressed, because in most cases it might be presented to you by somebody, and you know, you're like, you have a point. And you go to your elders, or you go to whoever you regard as the person who most informed on the topic, and when you done with you kind of your words before that you start that. So yeah, this is what I want to touch. I always deal with that and explore that. You know, even because it kind of taboo.
It sounds like you're saying, well, I still have everything. It's in the religious aspect, they do promote independent thought, they do promote questioning based on even in you know what I mean, Western Christianity, in Islam, in different ways of life, then they do really promote someone questioning the book, questioning the faith, questioning the way, questioning the custom, questioning the rituals. But in the overstanding of it being part of you, I think them questions is something that is supposed to, you know, everyone supposed to have the answer. It's not like that's why I just admire ways of life where it's not based on no middleman then, you know what I mean?
A direct connection.
Yeah, and I think there's the time we in right now is where if you do form that direct connection to your God self, to your creator, to the divine, to your divine self then, you know what I mean? It come like you can't stand on your business, you can't be sure, you can't really solidify nothing if you can't question it to really have, you know what I mean, to have the answer, you know what I mean, even for your children, because if you, as a big man, and you're in a way, and you're trod in a certain way, in a religious way of life then, and you can't question the ways, you know what I mean, so when your children ask you the same questions, you ain't got the answer, you know what I mean, and I think that's the difference between spirituality and religion, you know what I mean.
True.
Religion is something where you're more taught. Spirituality is something that come from within, where you manifest, where you bring, you use that, you share in that, you know what I mean?
Like where you're gonna develop over, or like something that come up on you naturally. And when I say naturally, it's not like something you just have, I don't know, maybe somebody will have it. They show, you know, each one show different signs at different time, give or take, earlier or later. I ain't even trying to dispute that, because each one had the road to tread, as we say earlier.
So you started with that.
Yeah, but I share that opinion there, where one's spirituality come to you as within a natural way, where your connection with a divine. And I ain't even trying to be spooky. When I say divine, I mean the higher self. You, we're talking about me coming outside of ones, you know, because even the book say the praises of man, the glorification. Yes, to praise God. Yes, to praise, and so your focus, your energy is something of great value.
Truly.
What you invest you in, you know. So yeah, so and that in itself is spiritual. Religion is, as we know already, that is the indoctrination. That is like, and this is what is going to get you in that, get you up to this brick wall where you just reach a point where you question, because what is there to question in nature? You not to worry about
True.
it getting ism up now. No, but no, you can't corrupt nature. You could interfere with it and cause certain reaction based on the action. Yeah, but just like the human body, if you're doing something wrong to the human body to cause issues medically, and they say before the damage reach a certain point, if you stop, what doctor they say that if you stop, your body have the ability to rejuvenate itself. If you didn't stop at a point where the damage gets dreadnought.
True.
So yeah, this is the situation where we're dealing with the mind expansion, because you can't eat goba forever. You don't eat goba. You need baby food.
You have a time your body calling for more sustenance. You have the rites of passage then we're supposed to.
But your mass, your physicality,
Yes, sir.
you grow. Your mind supposed to follow suit. Now, with even nature, it has certain people like dwarfism, the body stunt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is natural.
That's a reality.
It might be anomaly because it's not the normal settings. The majority of people do be in that situation. But you know nature have a way of, so boom.
Mm-hmm.
And it have situation where your mind could be stunned too. It have all kind of situations, Down syndrome, whatever. And it had these 21st century mental illness, right?
A good bit of them with the phones, you know, and they take some of them out there. Some of them was considered when we go down that road.
Yeah, because that is a road by itself.
Yeah.
That is a road.
Questionable piece of road there, but this reasoning, like it up, share it, subscribe it, because I'm telling you, we just skimming the surface. You know what I mean? You don't know we just rock for an hour for the least. For a good reason to really try and unpack some things, because it's important for we to be able to share this kind of level of reasoning to really even, because you know, iron sharp iron. You know what I mean? There's not even something what had to be written, there's factually.
Yeah, this from the heart.
You know what I mean? So
This from the heart.
so jump on board, because even when you bring up there, my brother, when you're using nature as a reference in the sense of to navigate your thought process. You know what I mean?
Yes,
using nature as a barometer then, meaning a measuring, a compass.
Yes, sir.
You understand? I think that is one of the safest and the most what to say, the most firmest connection you could create between consistent and the truth, in the sense of how you use your example and how you parallel it to how you navigate using your life as something, you know what I mean, where you're trying to make sure you keep it a certain way, because in life now we could see we had a mind, you understand? We had a mind, we was given this mind, you understand? We through the years we've been taught certain things. We give power to me, we give the power of the mind away at times, you understand? When it comes to way is in this time, the mind power and the liberation of people really being on that quest to unlock the fullness of the potential of their mind. You know what I mean? It coming like that is one of the most important things you could do for yourself. You know what I mean? Building that relationship with your mind where, you know what I mean? I think especially when we're teaching the youths who had a connection with their mind, they had the beauty of the imaginations and certain things. You understand? You had to empower that to let them know, you know what I mean, what you just use your mind for. They never teach you that in school. They just pack things into the mind, but they didn't tell me how to use that mind to affect your life, how to affect your reality then, because it seemed to be a real thing, and even in my experience.
It is a real thing. See the programming. The programming, I will say it is at the helm of the foolishness what give you result what we see today. What we see today with like everything haywire. it are no like you know, it and it's anarchy now. The thing going mad. You can't. If you're predicting something, you go predict more on the side of crazy shit going on and not balance. The frequency presently on the planet as a result of man behavior is the thing get crazy. And it's all tied straight back with the mind. You keep your mind dormant within distraction. Keep the mind dormant within distraction. You're not focusing on what is required for you to rise. For you to rise, for you to become God. Because that's the situation, you know, and I'll say it plain. You know, you to let out that frequency out to the world rather than seeking this frequency to come into you. The mind evolving and expanding and all these things. Because what it is we understand from when the Adam and Eve story, the Bible creation story, and the consuming of the fruit that they was told not to. You get over a certain thing. You know. You hide
knowledge of good and evil.
You hide the ability to reproduce. You know? You start to know certain thing now.
Your awareness.
Yeah. So now that you have it, you know, it come like now they come back to get you dormant, put you back to sleep. Or even if you have to use it now, is it within the levels of low vibrations then? The mind now become smutty now. We just see it. Me and I ain't sitting up here trying to sound like if no, I is not no monk sit up in Himalayas meditating 24 hours. No, I ain't me. But if I used to open up and tell you what is my situation, this is my battle within myself. To not be a hypocrite. Because I know it's no hype for me, you know, like I don't even like to say like righteousness again. To me, that sound like too cliche. I talking about becoming God.
Authenticity.
Right? And when I say God, not for nobody to worship me, like what we know God, you know, and exaltation and doing sacrifice, want to be no. I talking to just be the best version of me now.
Yeah. Had that ability, had the fullness of your potential, you know.
Yeah, man. They know my children, know my offspring. But it can be exemplary where I have generations now of ones living up to the highest potential base, you know. Diet. If it starts with a simple thing like, you know, Tupac say a long time, I as a youth remember Tupac say you gotta check out how we eat, and that is like the foundation. How you process the environment and how you think and shit.
Consumption.
When you food your diet.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's just like when you feed yourself within the books you read, the music you listen, the people you associate yourself with. But the food you eat. And these ones them, the ones them who pressing button, the puppet masters and them, they know these things. And they know where to go and infiltrate to straight up pollute the masses, pollute the generations to come. Like just now I listening to some old time rap, some 90s rap and thing. You see where the music get infiltrated. But the music used to bring together and I want the music was straight on a level of the KRS One, yeah, the Global Planets, yeah, Q, what do you want Q? Q-Tip.
Q-Tip, Tribe
Called Quest.
Yeah, these so come on.
Even in the R&B, I'll be sure.
Yeah, it was on a trajectory, like a natural progression, and then you could see something happening along the way where you could see it was some hands came in and
dancehall in Gaspia.
No genre in Gaspia. It looked like
the acting, sports, every way they weaponize to pollute the mind of the offsprings of certain ones, you know, so they're gonna act out. You know when you act out, you can get what they coming to you with that regard to.
You want to see. because to some people, them doesn't really overstand, you know what I mean? Where's the benefit, where's the prerogative of somebody keeping a people or keeping keeping people off track then, you know what I mean? Why it look to me like, you know what I mean? Like it's be like a across the board conspiracy talk about, you know what I mean? And there's a base question, and because I know we know the answer to these questions, you know what I mean? But in a realm it look like if energy and attention, it's like you say always pay attention. Like
It's expensive.
it's something we're coveted.
So there's a well sought after
Even like
commodity.
how they hire on your phone and they're just scrolling, it's like how apps everything designed to keep you occupied and to not let you have not give you no time for yourself then. You know what I mean?
That's the same glorification and exaltation. Do you want to do you mighty God
They come like
the
a deifying the same.
that the kind of time when you know because it has certain thing on your phone that could give like you know how much time you spend on Instagram, how much time with this and how much time with that. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's it come like your attention they know is what the ability you have to make to become one with your God self then. But the more you pay that outside of yourself and the more you stay occupied using that to look out of yourself and to not really do that and to unlock that self then. You know what I mean? It has come like you just end up it's 24 hours in a day. A certain amount you could spend resting, a certain amount you could be occupied with your 9 to 5, your hustle, your daily, you go eat. You know what I mean? It has certain rituals when you wake up, you brush your teeth, it's certain it's an order, everything that's going. But when you check the order, your mind, how much time you just allow your mind to just do what it naturally doing authentically, or if you just give it something like a feed, you know what I mean? And the way you feed it now, when you with the result when you get out, you can it does always look like the mechanics properly functioning. People who just spend time thinking about certain things, that does end up the reality once they really spending the majority of the time.
Yeah.
Even
As
for
a
me,
man think that
like when I was young.
man become what you invest in your mind.
Exactly, and I don't know if it getting more potent or less potent in as the time going through the time. But even for me, as a black youth coming from the ghetto, they would say, you know what I mean, where you're not given no music lessons when you know sweating lessons and all of these different kind of little additions to your childhood then. For me to pick up music and to pick up an instrument and to do certain things, it could be doubted that a man could do that without, you know what I mean, that kind of environment that conducive to that. But it is be based on if you really tell yourself you could do that and you approach it and you love it enough, you're interested enough. You know what I mean? It has nothing the mind can really do like it.
You're passionate when you see something, man, you doesn't even know how you could contribute your time to it. Some people around you will be like, well, it's so easy for you to sit down, like your music. Hours just pass. You know about that. Whole day could pass and you wouldn't even realize because you're passionate. It's something it come natural to you.
Yes, sir.
That word again.
And a high vibration.
Yeah. Anything that natural. Look. Like your father. I hear stories with not just him, the other brothers and them. My grandfather didn't know what our painting because them time. That was
Frowned upon.
yes. To
Very,
be
very
kind.
much.
Yeah, straight out that last from us.
Yeah, and Trinidad,
That what
it come full circle now, right?
now it's glorified. It's the same thing with the reggae and Rastaman with the ganja and
Yes,
no,
sir.
no, it's fancy. Rastaman is fancy in Jamaica. The Rastaman vibrations.
That come like them natural resource, you know what I mean? Rastafari and reggae
Right.
music.
So your father wanna beat the pan, he had a duck out and You know, we grandfather, praises be unto the ancestors, you know.
Anderson.
You know, we and Anderson, come on, Asheu, right? So we invex with we invex with because they didn't understand it. You know, we might know us nothing with we no. I attest it. Only nothing how my dad like well, you know, but still. But the passion they had, you know, your passion is a natural defiance to ones who try to keep you away.
True.
You go and put up that resistance because you're passionate. It come natural to you. Come like you don't want me breathe. When you without your music, you're stifling it.
Come like if you try to stop that, it come like you don't want to breathe. Like
True.
Like that dread and
You're stifling, you're suffocating.
because you have to breathe to live.
You need oxygen, you need to oxygenate your blood. That will reach up to your brain, that you can process your reality.
Yes, sir, it's about that. And here what I'm going to say, like that dread thing you align it to. You know what I mean? Breathing. Because breath.
Spiritual.
Breath is everything. Breath is
Basis
from we come out of mama womb and we draw that first cycle of breath. That is never stop until life stop. You understand? That rhythm of that breath day. Even that breath day, that and the mind is
rhythm again, frequency.
Yeah, I mean the rhythm of that breath and the relationship that breath have it to mind, because even me with my certain experiences. Breath is the power, one of the most powerful connections you have with sending energy to your mind, like direct. A thought and the breath are connected with that thought. Or even like how I just draw herb, you understand? Just the exercise of taking deep breaths. You understand? We are then our ingredient tape, we are then our agent tape, you know what I mean? But when you check it out, in every breath, it have its gases, its molecules, is a lot of things going on, is information, is light, they even show you photons that be ingested with breath, you understand? But the breath now and the mind and the relationship that does play with growing and even pain and a lot of different things. It's like we supposed to, like, school is a place where we supposed to was learning that. We're supposed to learn that. It's supposed to connect you with that from young, because even with your thoughts, you just check, like, when you have certain thoughts or exciting thoughts or even melancholy things with just putting your breath just change.
True.
On its own.
Yeah.
You understand?
Emotions is
an argument in somebody, you will be good in one zone, somebody irate you on a phone or wherever. And after you done with that, and it could be seconds, you know. You're in, and you check the rhythm of your breathing. You understand? But then now, when you're tapping enough to know, well, here what? You use the same breath to redirect that energy.
True.
You understand?
This is the mastering of self. This is becoming God. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. When I say these things, there's nothing, as I say again, there's nothing spooky and outside of me.
Yes, sir.
And all, you know, is something natural. Because it's still written in the scriptures that we are God's and you are all children of the Most High. So it's nothing that I dream or think upon myself.
No, but Dada, you do even talk, well, I'm glad you're doing it for the onlookers and for the family and thing. But you don't even have to no disclaimer with that bungo. Who having a problem with seeing the self, godly, seeing the self as God's, because we is the fruit, even all the teachings parallel to showing you we in the image of the and likeness of the Creator. So unlocking that fullness of that potential. If a man still looking at it as he's not a fruit then of the Creator, he's not of the Creator, you know what I mean? Most of the time it's destruction, you understand?
Yeah, well, I think it have a reason why it is where you're born again. born again, you know. And I'm sure that one's gonna disagree, but I rather grow up and you know the born again is as they will call it a spiritual thing again. I don't know how you put born again, you know, because the pharaohs and them, this all these things, the baptism that we know where it is be born again, that have its basis in Kemet, right? In the ancient, and not only Kemet, in all you could go in you could go in Mesoamerica, you could go in Mesopotamia, it has come a time where look the baptism where they say even Jesus the Christ went through. Now one's just baptized to show they ready to give their whole life now to God. And well, they repent for the things they do before, they won't be doing that now. And there's the same basis for Christ. What the Bible says, Christ repent, baptized for. Not repent because be blemishless, but to do is to show you ready to do the Father work, because as how I interpret the scripture before, he was doing Joseph. He was a carpenter like Joseph now. So now we're going to direct all his energy, all his existence now to doing his Father work on earth. Within, getting himself ready for the ultimate sacrifice, the lamb that will come at the slaughter. So each one, if I want not baptizing to become that, what you baptizing again for? The same like you're worshiping this thing outside of you. What has certain expectations of you that who the ones of the Bible ones and them like Enoch and these ones and them live up to that. That ones like David and Solomon who ain't got, in my opinion, and I'm ready to, we could have a debate with and reach close to certain ones. We talk like Samuel, the one who crowned David when he was a little boy. Samuel, the real close on David when David become a man.
And for what?
For namely one, the situation with Bathsheba.
Send him out into
Where he send out Bathsheba's husband to death because he ended up impregnated her. Right? So Samuel, right? And these things, it's there.
Well, we learn from them stories there.
No, well, and David is our one who...
If they don't learn.
David is our one who found real favor, so nobody perfect, but my point is, look, let me take Enoch for instance. Let me take Ezekiel. These ones them leave the earth and go on all about. According to the book.
Yes,
Not me says so.
To the book, yes.
You know, David and Solomon and these men they but these ones them was different levels. Take for instance my church there.
Yes, without beginning,
without mother, without father, without beginning or end, these and these things.
Without a mystical connection in the science, I would say, yes. So, I ain't cutting it out.
No man.
Yeah, I mean,
Go through.
our large up all the ones there, all the family, all the listeners, even who just come across cosmic conversations and just be willing to go the distance to sip it from beginning to end, because the normal, what I would consider the train of thought right now, what in the earth is a universal self-governance. Everybody on a quest to really be responsible for self, to really be, what I say, right? Like the English language is feel limited sometimes. You can really try to express it and go into really tap into some of these things, but to really originate, I could say, yourself along your journey then. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say create yourself. You know what I mean? Because creating is still something you have to do. There's something there's just be. You know what I mean? It's human beings, it's not human doings, or human thinkings, or human tryings.
Being.
Beings. So that
They are.
authenticity in
No.
the being is that you're not trying or you're not even looking outside of yourself to really get the example, you know what I mean? Because that is
Become
what,
that example.
yeah, it's that it's in you already, you know what I mean? Spirituality done in every man, you know what I mean? Even when it, like it have people like you say, we start the reasoning where you know certain ones in whole, you know what I mean? Mentally, certain ones in whole, physically, and them have the trial and them have the way to really navigate and to cope, you know what I mean? Hopefully if they didn't think they had loved ones to help them and things. But once you really whole, you have no excuse.
Who they say is the greatest mind of we days? Stephen Hawkins. This man, he wheelchair down. He like this from his neck down.
Yeah.
He could only, I don't even think he talk with that robot kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And they
That's
say,
a questionable thing, bro.
well, there is the academia. They say he's the most. He is, if not
They
the
say his name's
most.
Steve Hawkins.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know. I've seen
Yeah,
footage
he is
of him.
one
I've
of
seen
the,
one,
if
two
not the.
documentaries on it.
Yeah, and I don't like. I don't.
We ain't disputing that.
No, I'm not disputing that,
But to see that the one of the
Yeah.
most what to say venerated minds.
yeah, because what
is
else
from
he
a
have to
man who
do?
they say,
What else he ain't gonna bounce no ball. He ain't going on go no concert or no that. This
no,
man,
I testimony to that, but
he can
is it?
generate the energy because he
You hear
have
what
it.
I telling you?
Mm-hmm.
Music is a dread teacher, right?
Yes, sir.
But if you have time to run up and down and do all kind of things,
Distractions.
yeah, you will never reach the distance you could reach than if
Sometimes you have to lock yourself in a room.
exactly like the mouse Stevie Wonder is a man.
Not for the great minds and them within music.
Yeah, if they
Lock
have
off the world.
exactly if they have a lock off for the world from
Yeah.
distraction or have something that is a block between them and distraction. Even like one of the dreadest guitarists and some of the dreadest musicians, there's be people with that they don't have that fullness of that connection. You know what I mean? They're blind or different things, and that does make you strong in other areas.
What I mean?
You understand? But when you're whole, especially we come up as far, right, as youth going through the journey,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a good thing that the creator and we give we power to learning and to understanding ourselves with that youthful energy too, in the sense of like the powers with the youth have you didn't start too late then. As opposed, or you even start too early. You enjoy your life, you enjoy your childhood, but then at a certain period is where your time is supposed to really form that synapses and kick in to say, well, let me understand what this mind is about. Like how we start to listen to what they used to call conscious. And that is just basically reggae music. That is the game we did. But conscious now, when we listening conscious, that's saying it all. Listening thing, you're trying to become more aware. You understand? You're looking to lift your mind, you're looking to empower your mind. You know what I mean?
True that.
And that we are talking about, brother.
You know, it come like, if you could have the best life could have to offer in regards of physicality, material things, you would you know, they say hardship build character. Not that they say that. I endorse that saying.
No, that's a reality.
You know, hardship build character. But if you want a certain, you knowledgeable, and you over certain scenes out, how things set up, and you get that same convenience of being, you have material wealth, you have access to enough finances,
Good job, bless my man.
right? But your mind condition, you know, could become an asset.
Yes.
But if your mind not conditioned, that same privilege you have with finances could be the end of it. and all around you and all kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
You know, so I say all of that to say, Jay, the mind is so powerful, and again, your attention, what you invest in, is a well sought after commodity, not just by the God of the Bible or the God of religion. The ones that pressing buttons,
The
And-
corporations.
the
all kind of-
conglomerates. You could call them what they have kind of name for them.
Yes, sir.
Call them what you want, but we know the ones, the legislative body.
So what we
Of
say
governance.
is to use that expensive, that priceless commodity, invest that in yourself. What does
Because it-
deserve that more? You understand?
That is all. That is what it's about.
Yes, sir.
That is what it's about. And you know, because it's all about frequencies, it's vibes. Where it is why when a person say when it come wrong is they get a certain, and then they get a certain vibes that is welcoming, and yet still there are certain ones come wrong. Vibes far from welcoming. There are people when they come wrong rob one time, great because that. And the thing, and these is things that when they invest in that, they come down. You know, you can't hide from it. You know, you can't even fake it for long. And to certain ones who don't see through, you can't fake it to them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yes, sir.
It is what it is.
Yes, sir.
So-
And that is a beautiful thing. I think the design that we get in the sense of that relationship between mind and creation and matter, you know what I mean, is I couldn't, no one could have designed it better because it really is up to you. You know what I mean? Especially in this time. It's really up to the item. It's really up to our man investing their time and their mind into himself. Then to show, you know, the mind and the gut have
You got science, you got
Yes.
brain, because that digestive system is a brain by itself.
Yes, sir. And that connection between the gut and the nervous system, the spine and the mind. You understand?
Whole collective movement in one.
And the skin too, as a
The largest organ on the body.
as a like a exo mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the
I like that.
with the subtle changes in the environment.
Is the
Processing
connected.
that is the
And when you feel heat, so you flinch so.
come on, yet you feeling that from a distance, or you feeling the change in the atmosphere and the heat sometimes, you know what I mean, a distance away, you know what I mean, but you could sense, but that is the skin, where they show you your skin, is a projection of your mind too, you know what I mean, just like they say, that the part of your mind that you could see is your eyes. That is
Windows.
You understand the windows to the mind, and that is our whole cosmic saying too. The eyes is the windows to the soul. You don't see it.
True. You know, the same like the old. It's here. It's last time you were saying that. I was saying if the human face within the different displaying of emotions. The only humans on this planet, you know, the closest thing might be the primates and the orangutan, baboon, whatever have you. They make face expressions, but not as intense.
Yes.
You know, lions. So all of them animals start point.
Yeah.
You know, reptiles, face fix. Like alligators always smiling. Nah?
Yeah. But don't get tired with this man.
Well, it is.
Our skin teeth is not black.
Them have teeth. Them show you their smile and they show you teeth.
Yes, sir.
You know, like look at these sharps. Look at the face. So the face expression on human that is because they had that ability to display emotions based on the face expression. That is another sophisticated way you have to display power.
Truly.
Overs. And And men, ones doesn't even never check it like on that level.
It's a language,
You
right?
know, in the Bible say the creation story say you use the custodian of here, you know, you name them animal and them. I don't necessarily subscribe to it, but I just use it to build on my point now. You know, because when I say I don't subscribe to it, I don't subscribe to what they tell me it is. It's a book for to use as within reference to, you know, just like other books. You know, that Julius Biblios, a conglomerate of all these books. You know, the first 4 books we call it the Torah. And then go on, you know.
Me and you had some other cosmic conversations where we go in and even unpack certain things that go develop the things so we can share screen and do certain things to have
a PowerPoint and of course we love that as that more.
I mean,
yeah, and get the receipts.
I
when we get the thing
came over them thing like that.
No.
Because them is impacting thing that we go have to really just not only justify but to share on it. I know you have it in the sense of the set to really unpack that, you know what I mean? But not sticking, but keeping with the reasoning. You understand? Our overview, I go say that the mind and attention is one of the most valuable things we have to give right now. You understand? We unlock that. The fullness of the potential of mind have a relationship with matter and the body. But we will call the matter was like the mother was. We didn't go into all the metaphors, the parallels, but the mind over the matter is the relationship where we understand that we spend time and we spend focus and we spend the same attention, we spend, and then realize the terms
that's
we
so
use.
profound in mind over matter. Mind as well as make matter.
Yes,
I love that. Yeah, the first and say that I didn't cut you, but
no, man.
with no well. It's just that I need more elaborate more.
It's good day.
Yeah. Mind over matter, that is like, yeah, of course. But there is no matter. Like within the mind is what is manifest.
Yes, sir. There's no matter without mind.
Even us, ones and ones. The cerebral spinal fluid, the thought in our mind. That results in this the sexual intercourse.
Yes, sir.
And that sperm ejaculated. That starts as a thought.
Yes, sir.
That's that. You wasn't in this physical yet.
No.
This physicality.
Yes, sir.
You come through a process.
Yes, sir. And
A natural process. And it starts within
Yes,
within the neuron and electrons energy again.
Yes.
Frequency again.
And then now we even balancing now the male and the female.
My goodness, God and
The
Goddess.
principle, the king and queen principle
Wow.
to the science.
Wow.
By saying mind because it have the aspect of the feminine, the right brain, and it have the aspect of the masculine, the left brain.
That we talk
But
about.
the relationship between the one and the one, what does make three, what does make the outcome. You understand? Where's the offspring of the mind? You understand? That is where in the creativity. You understand? And even right now in Africa and all over the world, you're seeing the youths and them creating some dread things, and I seen some robotics and different things coming out of Africa and things where you building car out of literally.
Mind. Hardship.
And to even for that to be a thought and then what's what we go call garbage, rubbish, and then put that together and make a working vehicle or make a part for a computer or make even the man with this brethren, the last name Moses, who make a machine what harvesting water out of the atmosphere bongo.
Yes, sir.
The army, the US Army fund the man and they start to rest down that in different places where and there's where
Condensation.
you understand the man harvesting water and I mean no little bit of water,
from the moisture.
gallons of water from the moisture in the air, and the
But
moisture
them
in the
place
air
that
done.
within the vast landscape, day hot but night cool. And based on that, them dynamics there, you have a machine to process the very natural basis of the environment.
Relationship between
This is what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
What we're talking about. They say when the Israelites was in the wilderness 40 years, God feed them with what? Manna. They say manna is, they say that kind of flaky honey cake kind of thing where God make rain from the sky.
Sure. Cool now, man.
But that them, I don't mean say
This
so
started thing where we got to unpack by now.
yeah, manna, and it end up in the Ark of the Covenant. Where's the items they say in the Ark of the Covenant? Frankincense, the commandments, manna. You know, if I miss out any, I am welcome this schooling. You know,
Yes,
come in and know it all.
Versatile, King
And know it all.
Charles. Blood, my brother.
Salute, man. Respect all the ones and them who support.
It's a cosmic conversation.
Light, starseed children, man.
You know how long we're there, you know? A little while.
Yeah, we almost. Yeah, it was. I just love sharing views. Force them.
Nobody trying to persuade anyone.
No,
or
yeah,
anything.
yeah. As I was saying, I'm not looking for nobody to agree with me. I just want to know if it could over us how I reach where I stay. If it could over us, you know. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna adopt his style, you know, Ray, but I can understand how he's of that opinion.
Yes, sir.
And that, to me, I good with that.
Nature, alright? We could never go wrong with nature.
I'm a tree hugger. I'm a nature worshiper.
Analyze, and all the truth, because we do analyze, but to unpack and to use nature and stay parallel with it, to use it as something to really navigate your life, you know what I mean? Is the safest and the most islandful thing you could do. That is nothing new to man. That is one of the most ancient sciences. That is one of the most ancient relationships we start to build with creation, understanding nature and understanding how it does work and understanding it in light of how nature does work. We understand the relationship, we just play with it. You understand? One thing I wanna even say before we wrap it up under the vibes is we as melanated beings, all of we come from the melanated beings because the melanin is the relationship we have with nature, that we understand the fullness of the spectrum of light and molecules and on every level. You understand? I going as far as to say this realm here, this earth, is the black man heaven. I don't know if it's everybody, but is the black man heaven for sure, because the sun shall not smite I and I by day, nor the moon by night, according to Uncle Bob. And just in that light day, it's showing you that we have a different relationship with nature. We're not looking to control and subdue and to manipulate. We're more looking to harmonize and to relate. You understand? And to share with nature.
Use it for the benefit of
and
all.
You can't go wrong who against nature and against the creator. You can't be for the creator and against nature. You understand?
In a real mix up there. Yeah, mix up the if there is a situation. Yeah, man.
Natural is the mystic.
The mystic natural.
And love and respect. They would say in blacks again, we bring a full cycle. We bring it to really share with the item on next cosmic sip, on next cosmic conversation, large up everyone and start Kemet to a site, I'll make it happen, my brother.
Man, thing look busy, man.
Love and respect.
Thing look busy, man.
Every time, cosmic
Powerful.
complicated. conversation again.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's the part.
It's the last.
That's a nice one,